And here we have it, guys. Today it's finally time to welcome you with the all-new 2024 model Audi Q8 and here with the facelift. In today's video I want to give you a full tour of this, showing you all the exterior highlights. Afterwards we'll check out the new interior and then last but not least finishing it all off with a resume. So let me tell you more about the new facelifted version of the Audi Q8. With the new Audi Q8 facelift we have a lot of updates coming. For example, we have a few more color options. For example, this color here is the Saphir Gold exterior paint, but we also have the Ascari Blue and the Chili Red coming with the Q8 now. Let me just talk about the engine spec that we have here. It's a 6-cylinder petrol engine, 340 horsepower, 250 kilowatts, and we do the 0 to 100 sprint in 5.6 seconds. Dimension-wise, we aren't really changing a lot on this when you compare it with the old Q8 and the predecessor. The base price for an Audi Q8 is at around about 86,700 euros in Germany. All of these cars are all-wheel drive with the Quattro all-wheel drive system. Apart from that, we have 5 new wheel options and designs, but let's get on and let me just start to talk about the new Q8 facelift. And with the exterior here in specific, I really like the exterior paint here with the optics package and the full black finish. Let me just focus on the front and the face of the new Q8 facelift, and then you can already appreciate the new eyes of this and also the updated grille. But let's talk about the headlights in specific here with the new design. As you can see, as a really slim looking, super cool headlight design for the Q8. But if you don't really like these, there are 4 more options to choose and change your headlight and tail light design. We'll be also checking that out later on as soon as we step right inside with the grille. Yeah, it looks larger, but it's actually a bit slimmer. It's really cool. Also, the way they have connected it here, everything is now finished in black gloss. Back in the days, this part over here was a separate part, but now it's fully connected. It's pretty nice, full black gloss finish as we have the optics package, and also we have the 2-dimensional Audi rings here in the front. Unfortunately not illuminated, but it's also since it's not allowed. But apart from that, there's a whole new grille design here, now looking super dominant and really catching up with the A8, for example, giving us a very luxurious and dominant looking face of this. Really like it. How do you guys like it? In addition with the exterior paint here, the front bumper, we also have a few changes here come with the S-line. It's pretty nice finish in a full black tone here. It's really cool with the way they have designed it. All in all, how do you guys like the new front of the Q8 facelift? Talking about the side, as I mentioned, dimension-wise, there's not a lot of changes, but there are quite a few which I have to point out. First things first, as I mentioned, we will be having a few more wheel options now coming with the Q8. These being one of my favorites, full black gloss finish, multi-spoke. You can go from 21 inches up to 23. We also have the RS detail right over there. It's pretty cool. Also, you can spin this center lock. I really like this feature on this updated Q8 on the side, as we have the optics package, everything finished in black gloss, and I really like the Saphir Gold exterior paint, which is now an option for the Q8. In the rear here, also again, really nice design. We're talking about 22 inches here with this one, but you can go up to 23 just as an option. This being one of my favorite features on this. I really like this center lock with the Audi. You can just turn it. But all in all, guys, now let's talk about the rear. I have already filmed the Q8 a few months ago actually in Spain, but the car was sitting in the sun and you couldn't really appreciate the facelifted taillights. You could appreciate the exterior paint because it looks absolutely gorgeous in the sun, but I really like the way it looks right now, as we can have a closer look on the taillights. The Q8 for me is one of the most beautiful SUVs. And why? Because of the taillights. These are so special, and I think Audi has done an amazing job also improving these again. As soon as you also step a bit closer to the car, just look at this. You can see the way the taillights change. As I mentioned, you have 4 options to go with the taillight and headlight design. You can just change it, and I really love the way you can individualize your car the way you just like and prefer it. We have this straight line, and then we have these digital OLED lights here, which I'm a huge fan of. As I mentioned, you can just change the design and the style of the taillights. We'll be also demonstrating you that afterwards in the inside. We have this full black gloss finish in the bottom part of the taillight section, and then we have the additional and new Audi rings here as a 2-dimensional, and I wish these were illuminated to match with the entire look, but unfortunately they still aren't allowed to do that. In Europe in specific, they are super strict about that. We have the Q8 badge here on the left hand side. It's looking pretty nice, also finished in black gloss. Pretty nice detail. The rear diffuser finished in black gloss, as we have the optics pack. And all in all, how do you guys like the new Q8 rear? Does it look better? What would you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comment section below? We have a really cool Q8 badge here on the rear, but as soon as you step a bit closer here on the B pillar, you have the Audi Q8 TFSI details sitting right over here, and then you can just open up the door, the frameless doors, and have a closer look on the inside of the facelifted Q8. So right inside the all new Q8 facelift, the 2024 version, and the interior, I have to say there are not a lot of changes, but there are quite a few that I have to mention. First things first, we're getting way more options now coming for the Q8. We have contrast stitching, literally all interior options, and apart from that, just a few other things that I will be telling you right inside. We have the door panel here, really cool with the leather finish, aluminum brushed, and then with the Alcantara, huge fan of that. Let me just close the door for you. And then as soon as you're inside, as I mentioned, not a huge change when comparing it with the predecessor. When talking about the displays, for example, it's still the same. Just maybe here on the assistant, you can see you have this view here, and as soon as you, for example, use the indicator, it actually interacts with the car. Example here with the indicator. The steering wheel is the S-Line specific one. It's a pretty decent one. I'm honest, not a biggest fan of that, since the steering wheel is super thin for a super dominant car like that. We have the Bang & Olufsen audio units here. I really like that you have the digital light signatures, and now you can just choose from 4 different light designs for both the front headlights and the rear tail lights. Let me just go with the second one, and then you can just compare them. There you go. So we have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. To be honest, I really like number 3. It looks super slim, very sharp. And then you have to confirm it, and then the change on the headlight units. Pretty cool. We have the panoramic sunroof. There's a humongous in the Q8, and then the S-Line specific seats here, full leather finish, pretty nice perforated seats here with the S details. These are heated and ventilated. I also think that these are massage seats. In the back you have a lot of space. Again, with the Q8, it's one of the biggest SUVs on the market, especially from all the other German car brands and manufacturers. So how do you guys like it? The shift knob, however, still the same with the leather finish here on the normal Q8. With the SQ8 you can even go with the carbon fiber one, which I'm a huge fan of. Right over here you can just put that up or down, and you have 2 cup holders inside. You can even put the key inside here, and then right over here you just put that up. You have the wireless charging and 2 USB-C charger ports right over there, and a bit more of space. Let me just put that down for you. So how do you guys like the updated version of the Q8, especially here in the interior? To be honest, there's not a lot of changes, but I have to admit it, the interior was already ahead of its time and really futuristic. So I'm still happy with the way it looks. I can't wait to see the new Q8 or A8 interior in the future, guys. Stay tuned for that. Let's just jump outside and finish it off with a resume. So guys, before I forget it, there's actually a huge change coming also with the exhaust tip. So back in the days, we used to have covers coming with the exhaust, but since you guys really didn't like it, they've decided to give them real exhaust tips. So these aren't any covers anymore or fake tips. These are the real ones. You can also spot that from down here. I really love this. Also here on the left-hand side, it's not just on one single side. So how do you guys like this change on the new facelifted Q8? So we'll be finishing it off with the video today, but before we do that, let me also show you the trunk. We'll be putting it up, fully electronical. Then you can have a perfect view on the trunk. You have a lot of space. Right over here, you can even put these 3 seats down, remove this cover here, and then you have a lot of storage space and space in general, which makes this Q8 super practical, extremely nice, especially for families. Right down here under this cover, you have a few more bits of storage. But all in all, guys, how do you like the new Q8? Let me just close that again. I have to say, I really enjoy it. I really like the new exterior paint options, especially this golden one. A huge fan of this, especially in the sun. As I mentioned, I will be putting the footage of the session in Spain, and you can just see how amazing this color looks on the streets. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Which one do you prefer, the predecessor or this facelifted Q8? Can't wait to read your comments in the comment section below. Already looking forward to see you all again, and wish you an amazing day. I will be back